Said, Chase, would you rather smash the hottest trans woman in the world or the oldest woman in the world? Honestly, bro, the oldest woman in the world, because then I wouldn't be gay. Are you like, Chase, how dare you be transphobic?
Yes, actually, what the f do you mean?
Because if I had sex with a trans woman, I'd be having sex with a biological man, and I don't want to do that. Because I'd be gay if I had sex with a biological man.
That's not gay.
That's
And
gay.
I don't even shut the f up, actually.
She's right. I mean, that's really hateful, bro.
She's not. Would technically be homosexual. A trans woman is a biological man. Sue me. It's true. You know what God said? It said he made them man and women. Who knew that stating biological facts would make people walk off the show?
Would like to take notes while I take totes of the marijuana.
It always puts a smile on my face when feminists get offended by actual facts. Her attitude is shouting, "How dare you speak the truth, I'm leaving." They feel you're offensive once your preference doesn't match what they want. You know, basic facts in society just go nuts.
I do have, like, 3 good guy friends that wouldn't sleep with me. Like, genuinely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are they in long-term relationships?
One of them is, yeah.
The single one wouldn't sleep with you?
No.
You want to test?
No, I'm not doing that.
You won't call him up. I know what he would say, but it's fine. You can continue living in the delusion.
If you're too insecure to accept the fact that your partner has someone that's a friend of the opposite sex, that's a you problem. I have an ex that I am not in regular contact, but I do talk to.
About what?
Just we have a catch up. Hey, how's you? How's your mum? How's life? That's good. Like, glad to see you doing really well. And that's it.
You know what that is? You're keeping each other around as options.
No, definitely not.
That's exactly what that is.
It's just there's genuine care. It's nice. Like,
care?
Yeah. What would you do if I couldn't cook?
Get you some cooking classes and call your mother and say you failed.
What do you mean? What does that even mean?
Use your brain.
You're a woman.
Incorrect.
Okay, I'm gonna educate you. If you were biologically born with women parts, you're a woman.
I'm being educated about my gender identity.
You don't. So gender identity is a lie. It's fake. There's only 2 genders: a man and a woman. And you know. Let me ask you a question. How many gender identities are there in nature? How many genders are in a lion?
Oh my goodness.
No, because look, if it's natural, it should be in nature. So let me ask you a question. How many genders do a lion have?
Pop, 1 sec.
How many genders do a monkey have? How many genders do a zebra have? How come human beings, if this was true and it's natural, how come human beings are the only one with gender fluidity? Because it's not true. Do horses have multiple genders? No.
She told him to use your brain, so he promptly did so, and she was left dumbfounded. When confronted with the truth, she immediately had to look around for affirmation to help support her. She knew she'd been humbled when she couldn't find one.
Why do you apply different standards depending on the gender, when arguably if you date both, it's actually about the person?
Yeah, like, no, that's a really good point. I think because arguably it's just easier to be a man, and so therefore you're like, well, it's easier for you to get a raise.
Why is it easier to be a man when men...
I mean, the gender pay gap just says it all. And
okay,
it's really
but there's also a gap in, like, men commit suicide more.
Yeah,
men are dropping out of colleges more.
But that's toxic masculinity that men can't speak about.
So then why are we saying that there's, like, a patriarchy when men have it hard too? Like, you just said women have it harder than men. But if women had it harder than men, like, then why are more men...
I didn't say they had it harder. I just said it was easier to be a guy.
But okay, if it's easier to be a guy, then why do more men commit suicide?
Because they feel, because of toxic masculinity,
that a man is guilty until proven innocent. A woman, if you actually go look at a lot of cases, a lot of women have said, you know, there was this case of this black guy. She said, you know, he raped me. 15 years he spent in prison. After 15 years, he was innocent. So he wasted 15 years. My second point is that abortion, if a woman decides she wants to get an abortion, but the man says, I don't want to take care of the child, that can't run because he has to pay child support. He's obligated.
You both stepped into what you did.
Okay, but she says I can. If she says I want to abort the child, right. Boom.
And
then
he wants to keep the child.
Yeah. Okay, but let me switch it then. Let's say if she wants to keep the child, okay, but he says I don't want to. He still has to pay child support.
Yeah, he does.
Why?
Because he's equal in the action that they both did.
So okay, so then if she wants to abort the baby, why can't he have a say in that as well?
Because it mentally affects the woman completely way more.
Okay, so women have the advantage then. It's more fucked to men.
Why does it always have to be the guy that makes things better? If it doesn't favor the women, the men must find a way to make it favor them, and if it doesn't favor the men, well, deal with it. Fellas, stay safe out there. Society doesn't favor us that much.
The definition of feminism across the board is the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Yes. Why are we only talking about the female inequalities? Why aren't we talking about the male inequalities?
We do not have the same experience. You are not oppressed in the same ways that I am.
No, and I'm sure you're not oppressed in the same ways that I am.
You need to acknowledge your privilege first. If people could hear that about themselves and not be defensive, I think that we could probably push the needle forward a lot faster. As a woman, I'm not sure that I'm concerned whether or not you want to join as a man.
Is that not part of the issue? But that's segregating that's segregating genders. If you're saying that you don't care about my opinion as a man, that goes against everything the feminist movement goes.
I don't care about reshaping and forming my feminism in a way that is digestible for you as a man.
We live longer, Mark. Let me tell you, it is because we are stronger and we are happier at the end of the day than most men, and that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Yo, that one right there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. Bro was smiling like a champ, though. I think he's right.
Respectful to go out on ladies' nights out when you have a man?
Absolutely.
Why do you think that's respectful?
Well, because a lady is a lady, and if you present yourself as a lady, even if you're in a relationship, then there's not a problem with you going out with your girlfriends. Just like a man can go out with his guys.
So you think it's the same?
Absolutely.
Who gets sex easier?
Women.
So do you think it's okay for a woman to go out where horny men are when you're taken?
There's horny men everywhere. Men are just horny, so absolutely, you can go. As long as you know how to conduct yourself as a woman, then there's not an issue.
The gentleman in the glasses that hates women, I want to know if he ever had a date.
Hold on.
If he's ever been with anybody.
I don't hate women. Now, I'm sure you have multiple blouses and multiple pairs of pants at home, but you chose these because they were your favorite. They were better than the others. That doesn't mean you hate the ones you didn't wear. I don't hate women.
What does that have to do with having a date?
Men are better than women. Yes.
That's not answer my question. Take those stupid glasses off.
I'm sure Dr. Phil can back me up on it.
And show us how you look.
Women line up to date guys like me, and you've had them all on your show.
I don't see any women lined up at all. I don't see any women lined up to you, and I would definitely be at the end of that line.
Well, if you hit the treadmill a little more, you'd be at the front. What was that?
I didn't hear you because I'm sure it was something stupid, and I'm glad I didn't hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't either.
Oh, she heard him. She just got humbled because she couldn't break his confidence. She thought she was so smart making it personal until my man fired back. Then she ended up momentarily speechless. Well, maybe if you hit a treadmill a bit more, you'd be at the front. Massive comeback, bro.
When it comes to dating and relationships, who's typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
The woman.
So who's the prize in a lesbian relationship? Both of them?
Both of them. Yeah, oh God.
So then why aren't they both the prize in a heterosexual relationship?
Because I was about to say men are down here and women are up here.
Okay, so are women equal to men or are women superior to men?
Superior.
Okay, so then why do women go around saying they want equality when they actually... Feminism.
That's a great question.
Disrespectful if your boyfriend likes other girls' bikini pictures.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Disrespectful?
Yeah. Totally disrespectful.
Okay. Do you post bikini pictures?
Oh yeah, of course.
Is that not disrespectful to him?
Wait, no.
Why is it? Why
no,
not?
No,
But why?
it's not.
Why?
Listen, it's just different.
What do you mean it's different?
It's just different.
Okay.
I'm female and he's male, so it's different. Because I'm a woman and he's a man, so it's different.
I'm so sorry.
I'm a woman and he's the man, so it's different. What about equality? These damn double standards are getting worse. It's the way he apologized to the boyfriend. I'm so sorry.